Hello everybody, back with another video. So this one is a pickups video. So I've got some Blu-ray and 4K, majority of the pickups, a few DVDs and a few VHS. Most of it I bought in Amazon, or should I say on Amazon, in HMV, CEX, and a few I've ordered directly from Arrow Video. So this is like the last month, 3 or 4 weeks since I did the one before, so I've got quite a lot of titles. Most of them I bought myself, although a few I'll talk about were sent to me by Ash from Popcorn and Horror. Sure everybody knows him, but if not, go and subscribe. I've said this in the last video, the unboxing one, if you've seen that, from the parcel he sent me. Well, not really an unboxing, but showing what he'd sent me. Yeah, really good guy, really good YouTuber. Talk to him and that on WhatsApp. Good part of the community. I'll put a link in the description to his channel, but yeah, I think most people that watch me probably know him as well. I'll give prices and stuff on these, so what I've picked them up for if I can remember, just so people know what they're worth and how much I paid, whether I've got a bargain or whether you've seen it cheaper somewhere else. Got quite a lot to get through this month. I've got some of them over there and some here, so I'll put the pile up here and bring them down. Not really got any table or shelf or anything in this room to take them off of. I did start recording this video a second ago. Got about 6-7 minutes in and had to restart because my cat did his normal trick of going in his litter tray. This time he was digging for about a minute and ruining it. So I shut the door and put his litter tray out there, so hopefully he won't try and steal the spotlight again. Right, so let's get on. Yeah, obviously got quite a lot of horror ones. Obviously everyone knows I'm into my horror. I watch all kind of films, but with it being Halloween, I picked up quite a lot of horror, not just for the collection, but to watch over Halloween. I'll tell you a bit about the ones I've seen before, upgraded, or ones I've watched since I got them. So let's start with War Dogs. So this is one Ash sent me. So yeah, I hadn't really heard of this one before. I've got Jonah Hill in. Looks like a comedy, but I think it does say it's based on a true story. But yeah, it's one of the ones Ash from Popcorn and Horror sent me, so be interested to check that one out. I've got The Shallows, which is another one Ash sent me, which is a thriller. Shark movie. I do like my shark movies, so give any of those a chance. What's the other ones? So obviously everyone knows Jaws, like Ash said, that's kind of a high bar to measure it up to, but also like is it 47 Meters Down, are they called? Movies, and I've heard there's a good one called Reef, Open Water. Yeah, there's a few. I've not seen the Meg ones, heard mixed things about them. Not the biggest fan of Jason Statham. Does look a bit silly, but yeah, I'll be looking forward to checking that one out. Let's see if I've got the other one. Oh, Ash sent me a DVD as well, but I'll be showing that in the little DVD section. So then also from Ash, Almost Famous. Looks quite interesting. Does it say? Yeah, from the writer-director Jerry Maguire, should I say, which is a good film. So look forward to that. Yeah, that's the ones Ash has sent me. Don't really know too much about that, but obviously I've already showed and spoke about those on the sort of dedicated video. Everybody knows this one, I'm sure, The Green Mile. Sorry, there's a bit of glare on that. Let me step back a little bit. Yeah, so this one I picked up in CEX for £4 second hand. Once I got to the till, I had a few things. They said the sticker was wrong on something. It's meant to be a couple of pound more, but they honoured it. So don't know if it was that one or another one I got coming up. But yeah, I had this on DVD and just never sort of upgraded it. I don't think it's a valuable movie, but you don't really see it second hand in CX and that not often. Kind of forget to look in HMV for it, but yeah, I was happy with that price. And yeah, I think it's just missed out on my top 15 movies of all time. Favourite movie, should I say, that I did. I think Shawshank was over it. I do kind of put this and Shawshank in the same kind of bracket. Both prison films, both directed by Frank Darabont, both wrote by Stephen King. But yeah, a really good one. Sure everybody knows The Green Mile. Really good acting from Tom Hanks. We've got After Sun. I think Ivor Ollie Loves Films talking about it in his coming of age movies video he did, or a few YouTubers mentioned it in the comments. I think that's how I'd heard of it. But yeah, seeing this one again in CX for £6. This could have been one that was meant to be a bit dearer. He didn't specify or say which one it was, but yeah, I don't know if he pronounced it Mubi or Mubi, but yeah, I've been interested in starting collecting this label. I don't sort of, well, I've got dramas, but they're more sort of foreign ones were quite sort of disturbing, like Lars von Trier, Festen, even some of the sort of what do you call it, incendies, kind of more like foreign or sort of darker dramas. So this looks, yeah, more like a sort of uplifting coming of age. It's only a 12, so I don't think it's got too many sort of graphical sort of unnerving scenes. But yeah, it does say some strong language and sex references, upsetting scenes. So I guess it's got a bit of a sort of emotional drama edge. But yeah, not seen this one yet. So looking forward to watching that. And obviously it has saying on there it's won a lot of nominations, and the first film written and directed by Charlotte Wells. So I think I have heard of has done other good things. So yeah, expect Sammy G will approve of that one being a drama. Duchess. So I haven't heard of this one before, but kind of was looking, so this one £15 HMV in like the new releases section, and then kind of looked interesting, but it wasn't until I seen here, I don't know if you can see that up close, from the director of The Descent, so Neil Marshall. So The Descent and Dog Soldiers, two of my favourite. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. Quite tired today, so if I do sort of chat rubbish or anything, that might be why. Yeah, I didn't have much sleep and sort of been real busy at the gym and stuff, but yeah, just wiping sleep out of my eye. Yeah, so obviously he directs The Descent and Dog Soldiers, which are two of my favourite British films in general, but horror films. He's done a few, I think he did one, was it like Pandorum? Did two that weren't horrors and were pretty good and interesting, but not as good as Dog Soldiers and The Descent. So yeah, I thought give us a chance. I'll read a little bit off the back. So Duchess, a small-time crook, tries to enter the treacherous underworld of diamond trafficking and ends up left for dead when a deal goes wrong. Determined to seek retribution, she launches into an unwavering pursuit for vengeance. So kind of sounds, I wouldn't say generic, but obviously John Wick, Death Wish, we've seen Revenge, is it called? Prevenge. A lot of films where it's like a revenge kind of movie. So where they get left for dead, all their family get like attacked in front of them, or their dog gets killed. Yeah, I've never really even heard anything about this. So it was kind of a blind buy, but yeah, I kind of trust it'll be interesting if it's from Neil Marshall. But yeah, I was only talking to Ash from Popcorn and Horror the other day about that's all. C sent me a film by Christopher Smith. So I said Christopher Smith, Neil Marshall, and Ben Wheatley are three of my favourite sort of British directors. And I got to thinking that I hadn't seen anything directed by really any of them recently. I think Northman was Ben Wheatley's last film. Was that Ben Wheatley or was that Ed? I can't remember his name. The guy that did The Witch, Robert Eggers. Not sure, but anyway, not seen anything by Neil Marshall in a long time. So yeah, bought this one. I thought I'd check it out. It looks like a cool kind of action revenge movie. Another one, I thought I showed all the ones sent by Ash in one cluster, but I forgot about this one, so Stand By Me. So yeah, real classic, real sort of nostalgic, really great sort of child cast. Directed by Rob Reiner, based on a story by Stephen King. I think the story is a short story called The Body, should I say, if I said that wrong. Yeah, sure most people have seen this. So I already had it on DVD, and then Ash sent a photo of some. Spoke about this in the dedicated video I did. So yeah, I said I wouldn't mind upgrading that. So I'll be sending a DVD on, I think, to Marcus at Cwl 2708. This one I've been interested in a while, but just sort of seen it. I think $2.50. I got this one in CEX secondhand, so I was happy with that. But yeah, it's directed by Alex Garland, is he called? Yeah, who does Civil War and Men. There's another interesting movie, I can't think what it's called off the top of my head, but yeah, I heard good things about this. It's like a sci-fi movie and looks interesting, and yeah, I really rate him as a director. Even Men, that and kind of 50-50 on. It's interesting, this sort of groundbreaking, I would say, his movies that I've seen so far. And then John Carpenter's Dark Star. So saying this is like what do you call it? Satire on like 2001: A Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. I think this is his first film he made when he was at film school. I think it says on the back it's got Dan O'Bannon starring in it or writing in it. We know from Alien, and I think he writ or directed Dead and Buried. Really good sort of video nasty if people haven't seen this. I think Marcus, again at Xfile 2708, or someone was talking about that recently. Maybe Roy has like bought it, or Stuart George. I think it's starting to get a bit of notoriety now, but yeah, it's good. Dead and Buried, kind of seaside sort of horror. But anyway, back to the matter at hand. So Dark Star, Yeah, I've been trying to upgrade all my John Carpenter films onto Blu-ray. So yeah, got this one in CX for £8. Then did see it in HMV for about the same price at £8. So not great value, but pretty much mint condition. So I don't mind. It also comes with like the original reversible cover. Yeah, I did see this years ago. I remember it's kind of really low budget and well made though. But see if it tells me. So yeah, saying running time 273 minutes approx, but I think that's for all the versions. You've got the theatrical version, the director's cut, and the sort of Let There Be Light, the Odyssey of Dark Star, which is a documentary kind of thing, and loads of extras. But yeah, I've not seen it in years. I remember like a red bouncy ball that was meant to be like an alien or something, low budget, but it does kind of work and it is funny. Just getting the next pile from over there. So this one I got from CEX, I think was £6. So the Banana Splits movie. So this was like before I was born, but I remember seeing kind of reruns of it as a kid, and my mum and that used to watch it. It was like a kids show called the Banana Splits, where these sort of costumed creatures are like running around, but they're friendly. But this is like a horror remake of it. Not a remake as such, like a reimagining, I guess. But yeah, I've heard sort of mixed things about it. I mean, I kind of like these sort of silly kind of creature feature films. We've got another one coming up in a bit, which is real high quality, I'll talk about. And then obviously you've got like Willy's Wonderland, what's it called, the other one with the animatronic, Five Nights at Freddy's, sort of ones like that. So yeah, I heard mixed things. I think Ash at Popcorn at Horror said it was okay, but yeah, for sort of £6, I thought I'll check it out myself and then I can move it on if I don't like it. But yeah, hopefully it'll be quite funny. In a Violent Nature. So again, heard quite mixed things about this. Some people have said it's just a walking simulator with some real brutal killings, and then Sammy G, who I do trust his opinion, has sort of said it's quite interesting. Some people have said it's quite art house as far as a slasher film, but yeah, it seems quite sort of what's the word? Not notorious, kind of in a gory. Well, I've heard something about the scenes, but I mean, kind of been getting talked about for a modern slasher. Yeah, it looks really well shot on that. I don't know what sort of budget it is on it. I think it's quite a short move. Oh, 94 minutes. So I thought it was like 70, 80. I thought it was a bit shorter. But yeah, it looks like a real good sort of, I don't know if you can see that with the glare mask that the guy's wearing on the back. But yeah, looking forward to checking that one out. I haven't seen it yet. The Exorcism. So, not really heard much about this. Kind of a bit of a blind buy. Review seemed okay. I think it had like 6 or so on IMDb, but got one a while ago that was only available on DVD with Russell Crowe called The Pope's Exorcist, which I really enjoyed. Thought Russell Crowe was really good as like an Italian sort of Roman Catholic priest, but he was kind of what's the word? A bit of a rebel and was drinking and smoking and swearing and had like a jaded backstory kind of. So yeah, I wasn't sure whether this was the same film just retitled and put to Blu-ray, which I did want to get it on Blu-ray, but apparently it's not. It's kind of a sequel, but it's basically shot as a movie within a movie. Bit like Shadow of the Vampire by E. Elias Marin, starring Willem Dafoe, which I do really like, kind of those meta sort of films. So yeah, not seen this one yet, but let me know if you've heard anything about that. Oh, so yeah, that one was, I think about 15, I guess most of the new ones at HMVR. This one was £20, so Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K. So did rewatch this one recently. I think it did come on like a special edition £40 like big collector's box. Was tempted with it, but spent a lot of money this month. And although I do really love Nightmare on Elm Street, it's not quite one of my very favourites, to the fact I'm like, right, I need to get it in the best version. But yeah, I only had it on the Anchor Bay. Was it Anchor Bay? Let me see if I can see it down there. Down on the shelf somewhere, but I've got like the box set on DVD from years ago, so I didn't even have it on Blu-ray, so it's nice to jump straight up to 4K. Found the colours in that are really good. Found some of the scenes really dark. Can't remember if they were originally. Some of the bedroom scenes I found quite hard to see what was going on. Don't know if it's already like that, because obviously it's sort of shot in night when people are dreaming and stuff, or whether the 4K has brought out the darkness a bit more. Let me know if you're more of a sort of aficionado on the different versions of A Nightmare on Elm Street. But yeah, sure, everybody knows this classic. Probably my favourite Wes Craven film, followed by People Under the Stairs. And then I do really like Serpent and the Rainbow, which is quite underrated. We've got Long Legs. I'm sure everybody's heard of this. Wanted to go and see it at the cinema, but my mate who wanted to go with me was too kind of scared to see it. He's a wimp with like any horror films. I said it was a thriller, but he'd read the tagline, scariest film of the decade, and that it was like Silence of the Lambs, and put him off. But again, kind of heard mixed things about this. Most people saying it's really good. creepy and well made, and then a few people don't seem to like it too much. But yeah, check this one out for myself. But yeah, that was 15 new at Blu-ray, same as the next one, Maxine. So another one I wanted to go and check out at the cinema, but didn't get round to. But sure, everybody's seen X and Pearl. Pearl probably my favourite, but yeah, I'm interested to see this next part in the saga. I think Mia Goth is one of the best working actresses nowadays, just chewing up scenery and everything she's in, especially in Infinity Pool, the bit when she's sort of shouting at him in like a babyish voice, like amazing acting. Yeah, obviously heard of what this entails in that Ty West movie. Really like Ty West's old stuff, like Innkeepers and House of the Devil. Sacrament, I think also by Ty West, which yeah, you can get on a nice second sight edition. Don't know if you can see that behind me, but yeah, looking forward to watching Maxine. Sure everybody's heard of that. I think Marcus said he enjoyed that one more than Long Legs. Again at Cwl 2708, so it'd be interesting to share my opinion when I get round to it. Slaughterhouse. So sort of seeing this title, and first of all thought it said Slaughterhouse when I seen it in HMV, when I was kind of in a rush glancing over them. Just thought it was like going to be a remake of the Slaughterhouse film, or like just, you know, a re-release on Blu-ray. And then sort of seeing the claws, didn't think much of it. And then when I went back in the next time, I had a proper look, thought it could be awful in a bad way, or awful in a good way, or actually good kind of throwback movie, and, you know, self-aware of it being silly with a killer sloth. And it is the latter, fortunately. And yeah, I read some reviews and they were all good. Sort of saying, you know, if you don't take it, I guess if some people go in thinking this is going to be like the next sort of Halloween or Silence of the Lambs, taking it seriously, then it's going to be silly to them. But obviously that's the point, it's meant to be silly, but it's done in a comedy kind of way. It does actually come with the Blu-ray and the DVD. See if I can open it for you. Yeah, this one was $15.99, so say 16 quid in 16 British pound in HMV. And yeah, quite good value for like a nice little slipcase and that. But yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised. One of the best sort of comedy horrors. It is actually funny. It's kind of a real what's the word? Commentary on not just sorority houses, about these girls in a sorority house and they're really vacuous and all they care about is popularity, but every time it sort of introduces a new character, it comes up with their kind of like Instagram handle above their head, and it'll say their name and the amount of followers they got and their hobbies, and it's really sort of witty. So there's one woman's got a little beret on, and her handle, I guess it's like, well, it's probably made its own one, but I guess it's more maybe Twitter, X, whatever you call it, actually, than Instagram, but obviously some kind of social media where they're all trying to be popular. And yeah, she got a little beret, and her handle is, I think it's Nicole in Paris. And then on the little thing underneath it says, been to Paris once, still wears a beret, kind of. And yeah, it's got some real witty comedy, really good characters, some sort of cliched ones it sets up, and then subverts expectations. Yeah, some genuinely funny scenes. I found most of the funny bits were more in the sort of little tags above their head and that, and the things they say, but it's a well written script. Really good music, actually. They did really good orchestral music. Reminded me of Edward Scissorhands, quite a lot of the sort of music on it. Should have looked into who does the music, because the writing's really small and it's sort of faded white on black, so it's hard to read. But yeah, so basically these sorority girls, one of them's like, I think I said it, I would sum it up as Mean Girls sort of style comedy and characters. The one main horrible woman in this, I say girls, I mean the one sort of most popular girl to begin with, is about 30, she looks at it. I don't know how old women are when they're in these like sororities and stuff, but I thought it was like late, 18 to early 20s kind of thing, but I guess they've just got an older woman playing her. But yeah, the creature effects are really good, much higher budget than I thought, kind of silly, but obviously not in like a sort of Sharknado over the top cheesy way. There's a few bits, without spoiling it too much, the sloth can go on the internet and he can drive a car and stuff, so it's a bit silly, but yeah, the story's good. The sloth creature effects are really good. Kind of goes from cute to genuinely like creepy. It's not too gory. I mean, there's a few bits where you kind of see his claw raised and then the blood splashes, but you don't really see what he's doing. And there's others when he does other methods of killing. I won't spoil it, but you kind of see that in a bit more detail. But yeah, it's not really too bloody. It is only a 15. It says strong bloody images, but it's not too. But yeah, if you're into your sort of creature feature, funny, comedy, horror, what would I liken it to? Like it's a much higher budget and better made film. Cinematography really good, really witty. sort of yeah, I wouldn't say it's quite like sort of Sharknado or Lake Placid or something. It's a bit more. I'm trying to think of a recent kind of comedy horror sort of throwback film. Satanic Panic. People have seen this. I mean, it's set modern day, but yeah, it feels like an 80s kind of slasher. But yeah, I would really recommend that Slaughterhouse if people haven't seen it. It's sort of, if you're into those kind of silly films. I've been speaking about it to Ash and Marcus, and they both sort of said it seems up their street. But yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised. And then The Gate. So I had this one on DVD, but upgraded it. So this was in the 2 for 15 sale in HMV. So obviously, I think you had 88 films. What are they called? Shameless, which I got a few of, and this one was originally a Vestron video. It's released by Lionsgate. But yeah, really fun sort of horror with a kind of metal, really good metal soundtrack, and the kid like plays a metal record backwards and they open the gates to hell. Really fun sort of campy demon film. But yeah, it was a favourite as a kid. Really still enjoy this, so nice to upgrade it. A few I've been wanting to upgrade for a while, but obviously paying like 15 or so for them when I already have them on DVD. I haven't watched them in years. It's quite a lot, so I've kind of held off. But obviously when I've seen some of these at a bargain price, I've gone in for them. Right, if I do half, I'll bring them over bit by bit. These are a bit heavier, so I don't want them falling down from the top. So The Ring. So this is the American remake of The Ring, which I've always liked. Nearly as good as the original, which the original Japanese by Hideo Nakata is one of my favourite. Was in my top 15 horror films. Rewatching this again, I wouldn't say I forgot how good it was, but yeah, really still stand. I would say it's not that scary, to be fair. It's creepy more than scary. It doesn't really go for jump scares and too much sort of in your face. It's more of like a thrillery, investigative kind of element to it. But Naomi Watts is really good in it. Always used to like her in it. Don't know if it's just because it's in HD, 4K, but she's even prettier than I remembered her. Good acting all round, good story. Changes it a bit from the original, but in a good way. Takes some liberties. But yeah, I think this is one of the best remakes. And yeah, it's a nice 4K collector's edition. Should I see if I can show? I won't get all it open, but this has got a little envelope you can open with loads of little posters, two sort of different posters, little postcards. What do you call it? Like, is it called the Sacred Mountain Lodge where they go? It's got like a little placard from that, and then got a nice slip cover on the actual, so it's got a steelbook inside. With the 4K and the Blu-ray. The picture of her. And then yeah, it did come with a slipcase. Not a slipcase, sorry. J-card on the actual outer packaging. But it was already damaged when it got released. Sorry, delivered by Amazon. So I was thinking of chucking it, but it kind of hides the tape a bit, the way it's sort of positioned over the front. So I think it looks better without that anyway, even if it wasn't damaged. Just because now, as you can see, it looks like the actual VHS from the film. The videotape they find with the curse on it. Like if you could watch it in 7 days, you'll die. And that's a really good touch for me. So yeah, I was really happy to pick that one up. And yeah, it kind of rekindled my enjoyment of that film a bit. Then you've got a Criterion of Happiness. So I do own this on DVD. I've got 3 out of 4. Or at least he's done 4 to my knowledge. So I've got Palindromes, obviously Happiness, and what's the other one? Storytelling. And then I think he also does Welcome to the Doll's House, which I haven't got. But yeah, this one, Criterion 4K, 2 discs. So it's got the 4K and the Blu-ray, a nice booklet. Yeah, really weird, kind of disturbing in a way, like a drama. But everybody in it's got like messed up love lives and things. And then it's got Philip Seymour Hoffman. This one, £30, which is a lot to pay on 4K. But yeah, I thought it was worth it because it is a really kind of original film. You've not really seen anything like it, where there's mostly dialogue and sort of some scenes, but never really action or kind of gore or anything. Yet it really does like hit its mark. And on MGM, kind of 88 films this one, but MGM released as well. So Crawl Space. I don't know if it's got reversal, but I answered it around. I think it's got a poster. Yeah, I'd never really heard of this before, but I was really pleasantly surprised. It is a horror. It's got more of a thrillery kind of psycho edge. It's also shot in more of like, sounds weird, but like a 70s kind of aesthetic of how they used to make films and how the acting and that's done. It's got crazy Klaus Kinski in it, and then directed by David Schmoller. Some quite kind of gratuitous stuff and some really like pretty ladies, and he sort of owns an apartment building and he's sort of stalking them around the crawl spaces, but there's a bit more to it than that. I just noticed it's sort of a little bit damaged there, unfortunately. Probably when I'm shoving it in onto the shelf. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, it is horror, but more of a kind of thrillery edge, set in an apartment building. So I literally watched this the night after I did my video of my sort of favourite horror niche genre of, or location, should I say, of being set in apartment buildings. So yeah, I'd recommend that if people haven't seen that. Really was pleasantly surprised by Cwl Space. Grab these last few and then I'll bring the next pile over, but like I said, I don't want them bloody toppling from up there. Right, so these next four are all video nasties to my knowledge. And I put them under there. So 88 films. Let me check, yeah. So obviously going on from the last one I showed, Cwl Space is 88 films. Then you're on to Zombie Holocaust. So I've not heard it's a great movie, but again, I got this in the 2 for 15 sale. So it works out $7.50 each. So I am going to try and get all the video nasties from category 1, 2 and 3. And there is an unofficial list, but I probably wouldn't bother with that, with lots on that were seized but never prosecuted. But yeah, obviously I've got the video nasties, documentaries. Let me quickly show you. These ones, where not only as a documentary on each about the sort of censorship and the furore of Mary Whitehouse and all that, the draconian days, but also sort of trailers to every single title. So I've kind of seen this. It doesn't look like one of the cheesier, worst kind of ones. It doesn't look the greatest, but yeah, if I'm going to pick them up, then good to get it at a sort of cheaper price. Let me know if you've seen that one, what you think of it. Cannibal Ferox. So this is on Shameless. So I heard this is one of the nastiest nasties. Umberto Lenzi. I think he also did Cannibal Holocaust by the same guy. I think so. But yeah, I heard really sort of this was one of the top sort of banned ones. You know, a lot of them it was a furore and they weren't too bad, whereas this one apparently was like really controversial in the day and sort of still quite shocking now. Yeah, really thin, these kind of... Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention. If anybody wanted to know, the Maxine is on the kind of eco case. Well, not only is it really thin, well, it don't bother me, but inside it's got picked out where it says you can recycle it. Don't really get those things when you're paying like £15. I like a nice case, but yeah, so that's another nasty. I think this was on sort of DPD first list, original list, and was one of the most notorious up there with Cannibal Holocaust, Faces of Death. I think most of the cannibal ones were sort of some of the stronger ones. And then also this one. So the Italian is Della Morte. But you might know it as a Cemetery Man. So again, both of these Shameless have got reversible artwork. Yeah, I heard this is a really good kind of dreamlike, quite an interesting, not cliche kind of movie. You know, it's apparently got a bit more sort of artism, I was going to say. Is that a word? Artistic kind of nature to it than a lot of them. But yeah, another, I think this maybe was on the second tier in the DPD list. But yeah, it says zombie, sex and guns, oh my. So yeah, it might be a really fun kind of Italian movie. So yeah, interested in that. So yeah, pretty sure that's the video nasty. And then got an arrow, going on to the arrow next, but I thought I'll include this next, as this is another video nasty, The Funhouse by Toby Hooper. So I remember seeing this on the trailer and looked like one of the better made of some of these sort of video nasties, because some of them are really low budget trash and they've just become famous because of the video nasty moniker tag being sort of mixed up with it, whereas yeah, this does actually look quite well made. Eaten Alive also by Toby Hooper, which I think was another one on the list, but yeah, checked a few of these. Marcus has sent me a link to the ones that are on the list because I wasn't sure. So yeah, I got 4 video nasties. So I think I'm on about 30 or so now, so about halfway. Right, if I move those along, right, I'll try and speed up. I'll talk about these ones a bit because these are some of my favourite ones, the arrow ones I've got. And then the next ones I'll just shoot through, so I'm not going on for like 40 minutes. But yeah, you've got the Trick or Treat. I probably might turn that around. I've literally only received this. I've been waiting to do this video, but I was waiting for the Ring to come from Amazon, which came yesterday. Oh yeah, if I didn't say that, was like 45, which is quite a lot for a special edition, but for a 4K steelbook with all the stuff you get, quite good value. And this obviously I all pre-ordered. I think it cost like 20 or so. Got got delivered now. I think it's out either Friday or Monday. I think it's the 26th, maybe it's the 28th. So yeah, I got it early, which I'm happy with. I did prefer the original normal cover, which is the same as the old artwork, but they sold out of that on the pre-orders and actually had the Arrow. This is the Arrow exclusive, so it's usually the other way around. So it tells you something really if the Arrow one is sort of sold out faster than the normal, how sort of good the normal one looks. But yeah, everybody knows this. Anthology, can't remember the word of this the other day when I was talking to Sammy. I was saying omnibus, but that's more like when they show all the soaps in one go at the weekend. But yeah, one of the best anthologies, really underrated if people haven't seen it. Fun, kind of bit of entry level. I think kids could probably watch this and not be too scared. But yeah, kind of 5 like vignettes with like a wraparound story, a really iconic sort of more modern horror character Sam. I think it's quite hard to pick up. I got it on DVD a while ago and I haven't really seen it around since. Loop Track. So this is one of the newer ones. When this one did come out, I did look at picking it up. I think it was like 18 or 20 or so just for this Blu-ray with a slipcase, so I never bothered. And obviously it was in the Arrow sale at HMV. I think reduced down to about 15 or so. I thought it was a good time to grab it. So I've been looking at it and thinking it looks interesting. Yeah, kind of a horror film, maybe more of a thriller. Not watched it yet. I won't, like I say, I'm going to try and speed this up, so I won't talk too long unless I've got something sort of a bit more to say about Exorcist III. So I did show this in my top 15 horror ones. So obviously I had the old edition, which I'm sending on to Marcus now. I've upgraded this one to 4K with a nice slipcase. Don't always bother upgrading all of them to 4K, but being as that's one of my sort of top 15 horror films, thought I would. This one I think I got for £6 in CEX second hand. The Stuff. Is it Larry Cohen film? Yeah. Heard sort of good things about this. Really good sort of effects movie, a bit like the Blob sort of creature film. But yeah, usually you're looking at £8-9 or so in HMV for second hand Arrow video. And this was before the Arrow sale started. Got this one only a few days after I did my other update of pickups. So yeah, I had this probably end of September. But yeah, looking forward to getting around to that one. And now this is one of my more sort of prized ones I've got recently. So this came today with Trick or Treat. Guess I should have showed them together in the pre-ordered it off Arrow Video. £45 I think this was. But the good thing about on Arrow Video is when you spend a lot, you do build up store credit. I think on Second Sight and that I spent quite a lot and you don't really get much back. Whereas, yeah, I've probably spent like £300-400 on Amazon Arrow Video pre-orders over the years, and now I've got like £20 or £25 credit built up. So yeah, I haven't seen any of these, but obviously I like my J Horror and a really nice sort of box, so looking forward to checking these out. A few of them I will warn if people don't like this. Does have 2 films on 1 disc and real thin sort of cases, but I personally, rather than pack a load of films on, have sort of 8 films, I think it's 7 across sort of 4 discs, and they only have 4 films, 1 on each disc, so it's good value. You get a nice poster, a nice booklet. I won't get it all out. But yeah, the films on it are Shikoku, and then one called Isola, Multiple Personality Girl. Then you've got Inugami and St. John's Wort, something I've seen on selling boots. So good for your health. I don't know what the horror version of it is. Carve, the slit mouth woman. Seen memes from that. Looks really creepy. Sort of you see like a picture of a woman with like a creepy face. That's from this film, I think. And then Persona, which I have heard of but not seen. And then Noroi, the Curse, I guess you pronounce it. My Japanese isn't my mother tongue, as you can probably tell, so sorry if I've butchered all of those. But yeah, really nice box set. That one's happy with that. And then, right, I'll fly through these now. I'm sure everybody knows these, so I won't talk about them too much. But got some Disney ones. So I got these in the charity shop, St. John's Ambulance, I think it's called. Only just open. No, what's the one with the boats? Lifeguard? I'll try to remember in a minute. But anyway, they were priced at 50p each. I think I was going to get 2 or 3 of them. So I don't think I was going to get The Little Mermaid or Tangled. Little Mermaid is a good movie. One I used to watch a lot as a kid that we had on VHS. It was more my sister's movie. So I preferred Lion King, Aladdin, Sword in the Stone, Black Cauldron, Robin Hood, the kind of boyish ones. But I didn't hate Little Mermaid. It is well made. Tangled, not really seen. But yeah, as I'll say in the story, I was going to go with these 3. So Lilo and Stitch, which I like. Fantasia, I'd never really liked this as a kid, but I think it's a classic I should own. And Big Hero 6 I've heard good things about. So priced at 50p each. Once I took it to the till, they said it was a gift aid thing and you could get 5 for £1. So I think they had another one there. Maybe 2. I think it was Ratatouille and The Incredibles 1 or 2, or maybe both, but I've already got those. And I've even got them for my niece, so I wasn't going to pick them all up. So yeah, I thought just grab those to make it into 5. So yeah, 5 for £1 at the charity shop I was really happy with. And then this Severance is the one I was talking about, the Christopher Smith film I got from Ash. So we're going to watch this. Was going to watch it yesterday, but after watching Slaughterhouse, which is a comedy horror, kind of didn't want to watch too many comedy horrors. So I watched The Ring after for something a bit darker. Yeah, heard really good things about this. Christopher Smith makes Creep. Triangle. Oh, what's the other one? Me and Ash were talking about Black Death. So yeah, I think I've got most of it. I think I've got all of his films now, actually. But yeah, hopefully, let me know if anybody knows what this guy's working on. Seems to be gone away from the scene for a while, which is a real shame. Obviously, didn't pay anything for that. Ash very kindly sent that to me. And then these, basically, I went to buy this one in the charity shop, priced at 50p, Flight of the Concords. And I think it's Australian. Is it New Zealand? Yeah, New Zealand. A bit like The Mighty Boosh, if you want to know that. Real funny kind of musical sitcom. Hadn't seen it before, but my mate had the CD and some of the songs are real good and funny. So I wanted to check it out. So yeah, I took that up to the counter expecting to pay 50p, which I thought was good value. Not just to have in the collection, but you know, to watch it if it's good. 50p is good value. And then the guy said it's free for £1. So I also picked up The Running Man, which was sealed, which I did say in my Stephen King ranking video I didn't own. So I've been trying to get them since. So I've got this and Maximum Overdrive. Maybe another one to go in my Stephen King collection since. Yeah, sealed, but I opened it sort of to check the condition. And then My Little Eye. So this is like a collector's special edition with 2 discs. A nice little booklet. Yeah, I seen this years ago and heard it was like a Big Brother kind of slasher kind of thriller. I think maybe it's more of a thriller than a horror, but never bought it because this was probably 12 years ago in, I think it's called Zavvi or Head, after it was Virgin. One in my local, it's my Bristol one. It was quite expensive back then on DVD. Maybe, I say expensive, maybe a £5, but obviously, yeah, ended up paying, 33.33 pence for that. And then on to the last ones, I got a few VHS. I got the Shawshank Redemption, one of my favourite films ever. So I thought it'd be nice to own it with this nice cover on. Go into the prices of these at the end. Kes. I've never really come across this on DVD, Blu-ray or 4K. Hopefully it'll get like an upgraded 4K release, but I know this is one of Sammy G's favourite films, Ken Loach film. Watched this when I was a kid and really sort of, what's the word, found it like real poignant kind of drama when I was a kid. Really sort of made an impression on me. Really sort of powerful, well-made film about a boy in his kestrel. Won't go into it too much more than that. And then Scum. So this is quite hard to find nowadays on like Blu-ray and DVD. But yeah, I used to have this VHS, well I say it's mine, I think it's my mum and dad's. They used to really like this film. Alan Parker, is it? Alan Clark, sorry. Alan Clark film. Yeah, really brutal film about Borstal, quite disturbing, really iconic, great acting. Yeah, really well made film, one of the best British films out there, I think. I haven't, like I said, I haven't even got a VHS player yet, but I like to display these as they're some of my favourites. And also Lord of the Rings, Rolf Bakshi animated. It comes in this nice kind of little opening collector's cardboard box. So yeah, I think Scum was £3. I think Shawshank Redemption was £2. And I think the guy said these were £2 each, but when I got charged, it worked out he charged me £1.20 for the both. So yeah, quite good value. So yeah, I'm not going to go too big on the videos because, you know, it takes up a lot of space, but also until I get a player, I can't watch them. But some of my favourite films ever, you know, if I come across The Thing or Halloween or Pan's Labyrinth, even if that got a VHS, but you know, some of my favourite films, Ghostbusters, RoboCop, especially ones from back in the day, I would like to own on VHS to display them as much as to have them to be able to watch them in the future. But obviously, some of them I've got Shawshank, Lord of the Rings on better editions, but yeah, Scum and Cares I don't actually own until I've got these on VHS. And I've showed in the past, I've also got Small Soldiers by Joe Dante and RoboCop on VHS. And that's all I've got so far, but going back to the shop soon to look for a few more, so see if I can pick them up cheap. But yeah, try to only sort of stick to my very favourites, so maybe sort of iconic British films like Scum and Cares, and ones that are kind of got a bit more history to me. So yeah, that's everything I picked up in the last month, so I won't do another one of these till about a month's time or so. But yeah, comment down below if you've seen any of these or what you think of them, any you're interested in. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and it's been a cat litter digging free show. Thank you, bye.